don't have a clear picture of what it is. Now, maybe you've heard things like, oh, you're too sensitive, or you took that wrong. I didn't even mean it that way. Or that was your perception of it, but that's not what I meant. You got to be careful of people that twist words around and try to make you think like you didn't hear it correctly. You got to be careful of, people that are always cracking jokes in the form of an insult. That's abuse. Okay, there's nothing nice about cruelty. And God doesn't want you to sit there and be condemned and torn down and demeaned and degraded in a playful way. Okay, that's not something he ever wants for you. So his words are as soothing as lotion, but underneath are daggers. A lot of times when we're in these abusive relationships, because the joke is so subtle, you don't realize that they're slowly chipping away at your self-esteem until one day you look yourself in the mirror and you're an empty shell of who you used to be, because your confidence has been rocked. So pay attention to that. Give your burdens to the Lord and he will take care of you. He will not permit the godly to slip and fall. So how do we give our burdens to the Lord? Well, we hear all the time in the Bible, lay them down, but somebody would say, but how? How do I lay my burdens down? Where do I put them? Where do I go? What do I say? Is there a science to this? Is there a specific prayer that I need to say? No, when you give your burdens to the Lord, the best thing that you can do is confess that you have a burden. Confess that you have an area that's really causing you some difficulty. He already knows, but your confession is an act of humility. Okay, it's an act of accountability too, where it says, Lord, I know that I've allowed myself to get into this place of self-pity, or, I've allowed depression to creep in. I haven't casted out these thoughts as they're coming in, or challenged them with the word, which is really what you need to do, because the devil loves to just whisper stuff in your ear all the time. And he knows when you're in a low place. He knows when you're vulnerable. He knows when you're weak. And he will either make it so that you speak it out of your own mouth, or